What did your revenue look like when you were doing Amazon? Like, what was your best year, and what was the total amount of revenue that you did over those 5 years?
Total amount of revenue in the past 5 years. That's a good question. It might have been probably close to 3 million, maybe, or at least 2 million or something, somewhere around that edge. So I think that was in 2023, I believe.
E-commerce is the greatest business opportunity of our generation.
What's up, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Ecom Unlimited podcast. It's your boy Kaj here with my co-host Josh.
What's going on, everybody?
We are 7-figure sellers that have been on Amazon since 2017. And before I introduce the guests for today, a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's episode. That is SellerAmp SAS. SellerAmp is the most powerful AI-based repricer on the market, wins the buy box, avoids price wars, and increases profit. As you guys know, we talk about SellerAmp all the time. We actually have a YouTube video that we did with them that will be releasing shortly on our YouTube channel. By the time you hear this episode, it'll already probably be live. So if you're already using SellerAmp, in that video, we go over some advanced strategies that you can use to boost your margins and get more buy box. And with that, I want to introduce the guest for today, our boy Oscar Martinez. We actually had him on the podcast. I forget which episode number, but probably almost a year ago today. But he's been in the e-commerce space for a few years, done, I believe, multiple million on Amazon, but has recently transitioned more into the UGC and Amazon influencer space. So Oscar, thanks for making time, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks so much for having me on. It's good to catch up and just chat it out with you guys.
Yeah, for sure. So for the listeners that maybe didn't hear your previous episode, can you just give a quick intro and background on who you are and how you got into e-commerce?
Yeah, so I did e-commerce for about 5 years. I started around 2019, I believe, is when I started. I guess with Amazon. I did a little e-commerce already, like with eBay and stuff. Prior years before that, but with Amazon specifically, it was for like 5 years. So, yeah, scaled it up and started with drop shipping, wholesale, did some retail online arbitrage afterwards, then started doing wholesale. And 5 years later, decided to let go of the ecom space and get into like the UGC Amazon influencer and now TikTok Shop affiliate programs and just see what works with that.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. And in the Amazon space, because we wanted to spend most of the time on this episode talking about the content creation side of things, which for us, we do kind of still consider that within the realm of e-commerce. You're not selling physical products, but still making Wi-Fi money, right?
Yeah.
But what did your revenue look like when you were doing Amazon? Like, what was your best year, and what was the total amount of revenue that you did over those 5 years?
Total amount of revenue in the past 5 years. That's a good question. It might have been probably close to 3 million, maybe, or at least 2 million or something. I've never actually done the math on that. Not that you asked me.
Yeah.
But our highest year was like 1.3 million or 1.4, something like that, somewhere around that edge. So I think that was in 2023, I believe.
All right.
Okay.
Very nice.
Awesome.
So you ended up kind of switching over to obviously the content creation side of things. Talk to us about what platforms you're currently posting on right now.
Yeah, so number one for sure, Amazon, because of the Amazon influencer program. So that's how we started with all the content stuff, was posting on there, just kind of giving it a little bit of try. And, once I started liking it, I started hearing about like UGC and TikTok and all this stuff. So we started getting on TikTok too, and then with the UGC stuff. That it can be posted anywhere, YouTube, Instagram, on separate accounts. But most of it just goes to clients to, if I do any UGC gigs, I do post them on like other platforms just to like gain more exposure, or like for the YouTube side, just to potentially get us monetizing that channel with all the content that we have just by posting it too. So that's a long-term plan with YouTube though, on that part.
Nice. And for some, for individuals who don't know about the Amazon influencer program, kind of explain to us what that is and how you end up actually making money.
Yeah, so the Amazon Influencer Program is a program from Amazon where you as a customer, let's say you're going to buy, I don't know, like these mics I have right here. They're not cheap mics, they're like $200 mics. So let's say I, the customer, go onto Amazon. I want to learn more about the mics. Obviously, we have like the pictures, the description, but then at the very bottom, or sometimes in the upper carousel, by the pictures, images, there's videos of influencers out there, people who actually bought that product you're trying to buy, and they decided to do a review of the product and give their opinion on it. So essentially in the Amazon Influencer Program, that's what we're doing. We get products, we review them, we post them on our Amazon storefront, and if someone watches our video, they decide, okay, this person explained it pretty well, convinced me to buy it, and then they buy the product afterwards, you make a commission on that particular product or any products you have in your cart at the time of that purchase as well too.
Yeah, I like that explanation. I remember because what's crazy about this, and I don't know why he isn't doing it, but I ended up getting my friend at work. Again, I'm a full-time physical therapist. He's a physical therapy assistant. So we both grinded, signed up our accounts to, do the influencer program, finally got accepted after like a month. And then he just started blasting all these videos. And he was making like upwards up to like I think in December he made over like $300 a month. But now he's kind of got caught in all like what I call the FUD of like, oh, like I feel like my clicks aren't the same. Like I feel like my clicks are always going down and all that. Dude, 6 months later, he hasn't done a thing, and he's still making like 130. I think we'll make like $130 this month, just from like literally not doing anything over the past 6 months. And I can't convince him, no matter how hard I try, I can't convince him to go just make more videos. Yeah. And what was funny about that is because we go over his stats like every day, and he's like, dude, I did not sell this like fly fishing wheel with this like with all these fish hooks. Like that's not even a product I sell. Like what even is this? And I kind of had to like tell him, I was like, well, if someone clicks on your video and then ends up buying like everything that's in their cart, or potentially on like stuff that they click on afterwards. Again, I don't know the exact algorithm of how it works. You also potentially get the benefit of getting a commission off those too. So it was funny just to see what like some of his items were. He's like, yeah, I didn't sell like a third of these things. I just ended up getting like a commission off of them. So that was an interesting story that I had with him that people don't always think about, as they start to go about the business of creating content. They just think it's on the products that they review, and it could be lots of other products. So that's pretty cool. Now let's talk about what's like the TikTok version, I guess, of kind of the Amazon influencer program, and like how do you go about like implementing that?
Oh, as far as like how it works, like with TikTok. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, TikTok's very different from like Amazon. Like when I first got into the TikTok realm, I thought it would be like the same process and whatnot. But yeah, TikTok is very different because with Amazon, you have customers that they already know what to buy. Like they're on the platform to buy something. So regardless, they're going to watch your videos and just basically buy it at that point. Whereas with TikTok, it's a social media platform, which sometimes I forget now at this point because all I'm used it for is to like post videos for like the influencer or affiliate program. And so on TikTok, people are not necessarily there to buy on the platform. They're more there just to be like entertained and stuff. So with TikTok, when you go about posting content, you have to be more like, not salesy too much, but a little salesy at the same time, creating content where it can convert into, having people buy whatever product you're showcasing in your video. So it's a little more work because you do have to think harder about how you want to make your content, like with the hook, maybe do storytelling. Now, one thing about TikTok I do like is that there's a lot of ways to win on it. Like people focus on storytelling and all that. I've seen other guys who they kind of do just simple product reviews, kind of like Amazon, and they're doing pretty well for themselves too. So there's a lot of ways to win on TikTok. And another thing too is that with TikTok, you have unlimited ways of just posting as many videos of each product that you have. So like the mics I showed earlier, if I post this on Amazon, I can only do one video for it on that one listing. Whereas on TikTok, I can make 1,000 videos of the same mic and just see what converts or if it doesn't convert really. So that's probably the main things I've noticed between the two platforms though.
Do you see like a lot of like conversions when, I'm assuming like you post your customer reviews that you do on Amazon or I'm sure TikTok to like YouTube? Have you seen, what kind of conversions have you seen from websites like those? I'm obviously they're lower, but like, do they gain any traction at all? Like, what have you seen in those types of platforms?
Yeah, so the TikTok ones, I kind of recently started posting those on YouTube. So we're starting to get like some views finally on that. I don't think you can really convert those like that because you can't really attach a link that I'm aware of on YouTube.
Okay.
I know the Amazon influencer ones, we made a YouTube channel for that too. Those videos are slowly starting to convert to actual sales on for Amazon commissions as well. Like I go through my dashboard and, it's just low commission because we don't have too much videos just yet. But we have noticed a few cents here and there, day to day. So it's literally just free money by posting the same videos on YouTube. And people click on those links and they're just buying whatever products they buy.
Very nice. How many products have you currently reviewed? Do you know that number?
Yeah, I was just on it earlier. I need 3 more videos to hit like 1,300 videos at least.
1,300 videos. That's insane.
And that's just Amazon Influencer Program?
Yeah, that's just Amazon.
That's crazy.
And you also mentioned too, just kind of to get clarification for myself and the listener. So Amazon Influencer Program, right? You explained that. TikTok Shop explained that. And then you also said UGC. So when you say because for me, when I think of UGC, I think of like Amazon and TikTok Shop. But what for you is different about specifically UGC versus Amazon Influencer and TikTok Shop?
Yeah, I think people kind of get UGC and like, especially TikTok, kind of the same type of method and stuff. But I mean, UGC in its purest form is basically creating an ad-like type of content for brands, companies, and they're using those videos to, convert people to buy into their products. So, you sell them the rights of your video to these brands. And so whatever you charge, $500, $250, and they basically own the full ownership of those videos. And they'll do whatever they want with those videos. So that's kind of what UGC videos are, because it's not specifically for like TikTok or Amazon. Although some brands will buy those type of videos for that, but in its purest way, UGC is basically just, like raw videos that you give to these brands, or unless they make you edit them to them.
Oh,
Interesting.
I see. So you're saying like UGC that's almost like a join brands platform, which is where it doesn't have to be that platform, but you make a video and then you give it to the brand and then the brand uses it. It's not so much about you posting it on your own account to try and drive sales. That I see. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so we have Amazon, UGC, and TikTok. If you had to like put a percentage of like your monthly revenue in like those 3 buckets, what would that look like in like a percentage wise?
Yeah, probably 70% UGC, the other 20% probably Amazon influencer, and then like 10% maybe TikTok. Because UGC does take more time creating some of these videos sometimes for these brands, so it takes time from like doing like TikTok and Amazon. Mainly because I have bills to pay, so I have to take what I can up front first versus like with TikTok, you have to. You're kind of taking a chance on those videos, when you post them.
I see.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So how are you getting most of these brand deals? Are you on platforms where you just kind of, post yourself as the creator and then they reach out to you? Are you doing cold outreach to brands? Like how are you getting these contracts?
A mix of everything. I started first with like join brands and, those type of platforms like anybody else. But eventually you kind of want to reach out, through emails, social media. So like Twitter, X, that's a very good platform to find leads on there. You'll see all these like brands posting on there that they need this type of creator. You'll, bet yourself on there and see if you get the gig for that. And another way is just the emails too. Like through emails, sometimes I go on Instagram and I'll see all these ads of these products and I'll reach out to the brands through there as well, or find their emails. And really just like that, it's a grind, but, it's almost similar to like Amazon FBA wholesale where you're reaching out to brands. It's legit the same process.
Okay. So a lot of cold email outreach to the brand saying, hey, this is, what I do. This is my portfolio, whatever. And then they're like, okay, yeah, we'll send you a product and pay you X amount to make a video.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Very interesting.
Okay, and so you're saying that's where 70% of your current monthly revenue comes from, and then 20% about Amazon, about 10% TikTok Shop. So what are you charging brands now per video?
I was doing like 150, 200 depending. I might increase it to like 250 or so. Just as with more time and experience, you kind of want to charge a little bit more.
Sure.
Just depending on what they ask for or request. Like if it's just simple B-rolls, then something like that will be cheaper versus like having to do a lot of like voiceovers and plus B-rolls and a lot of other stuff.
Got it. Okay. And so for these videos that you're making for them, like let's say they want everything that you can do. So like a little bit of editing, a voiceover, B-roll, whatever. Like how long does it take you to make one of those videos for them from shooting and editing?
I mean, the shooting is probably easy. I would say the editing is probably more time consuming. Now keep in mind, to those who are listening, I'm a father, so I have kids, so that's more time consuming for me to try to get like the house quiet and all that. So it's a bit hard for me, but it usually doesn't take too long, honestly. Like maybe if you actually just sit there and do it all, maybe not even 2 hours, probably even less.
Okay, got it.
Gotcha. Very interesting.
And about how many UGC videos are you filming per week or per day?
It depends, because it varies, obviously, by week and day. Sometimes maybe 2 here and there, and they really add up. So like maybe 10 videos a week or so. But then I mix in some Amazon influencer and TikTok when I can't get a chance to. So yeah, it just depends on the week.
Got it.
Sure.
Do you have like a weekly or monthly goal of the amount of videos that you want to shoot for Amazon, TikTok, and UGC that you like kind of, keep track on? Again, similar to wholesale, right? It's like, all right, we know we got to send this many emails. We got to go through this many products. We got to spend this amount of money. Like, do you have similar metrics just kind of as you're managing yourself as a content creator?
Yeah. I mean, as far as like emails, cold outreach, I'll shoot for at least 10 a day or so. Because I do get like some Amazon influencer paid gigs to like post videos too. So with the Amazon influencer, it varies on the brands. If we get products, I'll do them. Like right now, I have like 7 products down here that I have to review, so I'll probably do those tonight. And then TikTok, get some samples, probably like 2 or 3 a day too. So I don't try to overdo it either, because again, with like kids and family, it can get pretty overwhelming. So I don't try to overdo it too much either, because content creation does take some time too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have
Especially
like
if you're going to do it right?
Do you have a team that you work with at all, or is it just you?
Just the VA I have with Amazon FBA, I still have her with me, so she's just helping me like on the back end, upload all the videos from Amazon Influencer, organizing them in Google Drive. She handles the whole YouTube part too, so like I don't even touch the YouTube part. She uploads everything, edits the title, thumbnails, all that stuff. So all I see is the data on my end of how many hours we've accumulated. So yeah, it helps a lot though.
Very nice. So, I mean, we got over 1,300, videos on Amazon. What's the point where you just like run out of products and you're like, what else do I have here to review? Like, when does that stage hit? And then what are some things that you can do to help continue to like get products in, without just like spending boatloads of money?
Oh yeah, when it comes to finding products, there's almost no problem finding products. Like, I'll name a few ways. So once we got into the TikTok affiliate program, that opened up a whole just door of more products that we got that we wouldn't be able to get otherwise. So if we get products from TikTok, I'll search it up on Amazon to see if they have it listed there, and if they do, I'll make a video for both platforms. And so like that, we're basically double dipping between both platforms. Same thing with Amazon. Like, if we get products from Amazon brands, I'll search them up on TikTok and do videos for them on there as well, because we might convert and get some commission from it too. So that's one way. Another way from Amazon itself is through a program known as Creator Connections. So you essentially reach out to all these brands requesting free samples. A lot of them will say no. It just depends on your pitch and whatnot. But the ones who do say yes, they'll give you free products for you to review in exchange for a video. So that's another way. A third way, Airbnbs, which is how you're going to really scale your Amazon influencer business. Basically, you can either reach out to some of these owners of Airbnbs, or you can just pay the monthly, the daily fee. Obviously you should try to negotiate not paying it or paying very little, but sometimes you kind of have to. But yeah, you just go into these Airbnbs, review all their products they have, their sofas, beds, all these high tech, products that they have in there, and then just go like that from Airbnb to Airbnb. Another way is, I think I'll listen to them all. The rest just comes from like social media, from all these brands reaching out to us at that point through email, Instagram, and then just working out like that too. So it's not hard to get products, honestly, especially if you're both affiliate programs and you're just doing all this. Like, it's pretty easy. Even with UGC, like I've had some UGC gigs for their products will be on Amazon, and so I'll do reviews for them too, and then just do their UGC gig at the same time. So like, it's pretty endless when you really get into all these like programs and stuff.
All right. How many Airbnbs have you gone to?
I think like 10.
Wow. Nice. And so are you normally able to get it in for free? You pay them like what, $50, $100?
Free, not really. I've had to pay all of them, sadly. Not as much, but something. So, but it's part of the process. I don't mind it because I know long term some of these products do pay out. So it's
right.
I'm fine with it as long as I'm not paying like $300 for like one night or something.
Right.
Now, okay.
Now you have like 1,300 videos. What can someone expect from? Now that's a lot of products. I think my friend at one point had a little bit under like 300 videos or around 300 videos. But when you get up to like 1,300 videos, it's a ton of videos. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of time. We're not saying that it's like the easiest thing in the world. You got to put in time and effort. But like, what can you expect as like potentially some sort of like monthly revenue coming in if you had to like ballpark?
Yeah, it depends. So going back to like the Airbnbs, because the Airbnbs, they have like more high ticket products. So if you like take the 1,300 videos I have, like if someone with 500 videos has nothing but high ticket Airbnbs, their commissions will probably be around the same as mine, if not maybe even a little bit higher, just because they have all those expensive products on their storefront. Like mine's a mix of everything. Like I got some high ticket, got some low ticket. Because again, I just review anything that I can get my hands on. Like if it's on Amazon, I'll review it. Like I'm not picky at all when it comes to what products I review, because down the line I might make a sale or two, but all these little commissions add up. So
sure.
Yeah, realistically, again, if you're starting out, you have a bunch of low ticket items around your house. I wouldn't expect too much. Let's say at 500 videos, you might make maybe 1,000 if around there. If it's just like high ticket, low ticket, normal ticket. If it's higher ticket, it might be closer to like 1,500 or so, more or less. So it just really depends on the type of products you review.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a solid number too.
Yeah.
Especially for something that can be, ongoing, assuming that, those products continue to sell.
Yeah.
And for the listeners too, I'm sure most people kind of already get this, but high ticket just means expensive, and then low ticket means cheaper. And what is the percentage of the commission that Amazon pays out on average? I know that it varies per category, but like that's part of the reason why reviewing expensive products is better, because if you review something that costs $100 and your commission's 5%, then that's going to be a $5 commission, versus if you review something that's $10 and the commission's still 5%, you're making, 50 cents, something like that. So it's like, that's kind of where that comes in. But what does your commission on average look like based on the products that you have?
As far as a percentage was, or?
Yeah. That's a purely curious question because I don't know. I forget what the number is.
On average, I guess like around 4 or 5%, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Because it does vary, right? Like you said, with high ticket and low ticket. So it just really depends too.
When you make a video, and this is kind of going back a little bit more to TikTok, is it better to, like, if a video goes like more viral, or is it better just to have like a better review of the product?
Oh, like having either a review video or like trying to shoot for a viral video?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be both. I mean, obviously, if you hit for a viral video, you'll make some good money doing so. But if you do a simple review product, you might make a commission here and there, nothing too crazy. So it just really depends. Like I've had some random videos where I just review it like normal. They've converted here and there, nothing too much, but I mean, to sell some products that I didn't expect to even make a sell off. So it doesn't hurt. And then I've had a few viral videos. I had this one with like a beard balm where I just like showed myself like putting it on and like straightening my beard. That one went over to it's almost like 200,000 views at least, and it's converted it's converted pretty well. I made a decent amount of sales off that one video alone. So a mix of both honestly does not hurt at all.
Okay, gotcha. If you were a beginner, what are some actionable steps? Like name like 3 to 5 actionable steps that you can start doing right away if you wanted to become like an Amazon influencer.
Yeah, for Amazon influencer, I mean, just start. Like for one, try to apply. But actually, no, I'll take that back. Step one, if you don't, because I know a lot of people who DM me, they'll want to get into these programs. But the thing about these programs is that you kind of have a somewhat of a following, right? And some people don't have anything. So step one will be to build up a following. If you can with TikTok, that's probably the easiest one, or Instagram, and really build up a following, start working on it. If you have, less than 1,000 followers, really try to engage with, other accounts and just have people engage with yours. That'll be step one, because you're going to need a social media following or program account for both programs. And then step two, if you're able to get into the programs, you get accepted, you're in, take the time, learn from others, go on people's storefronts, see how they do on their videos, notice what mistakes they're making. I've seen some videos where, audio is terrible, lighting is bad, the way they explain some of these products, they take forever, maybe a lot of like and all this and that. So, try to focus on your quality of your videos too. Because I know the Amazon influencer specifically, it definitely does matter more these days, which is why you see a lot of people complaining about their commissions going down. But you really got to focus on your quality of everything. So, get to the point, but at the same time, don't rush it either. Take your time with some of these product reviews and really just get better, really. Just practice every day, especially if talking and being on camera is not your strength. You're not used to that. Definitely try to get as much practice as possible with that too.
All right. Very cool. Very nice.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, to qualify for the Amazon Influencer Program, you can apply with your Instagram profile, your TikTok profile, YouTube, and Facebook. Is that right?
Yeah, any of those 4 social media accounts.
Any of those 4, yeah. And so those are the platforms that you would kind of have to build up. I don't think they give us the exact qualifications they're looking for. They just want to see engagement and some amount of followers, right?
Yeah, especially engagement. Like, engagement is probably the number one thing all these platforms are looking for nowadays.
And then with TikTok Shop Affiliate, I heard that the follower count recently increased. And with TikTok Shop, they have just a hard follower count number to get in, right?
Yes and no. I think they may have increased it to 10,000 maybe.
That's what I heard.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think that's what I've seen too. I know when I started, it was like 5,000. But with TikTok, it's really all about engagement. Like, we barely had like maybe 1,000 followers when we had our account, and we got accepted into that program with only 1,000 followers, or like 1,200 followers. But that's because we had a lot of engagement on our account too. Because me and my wife both manage that account. I post the videos, the content, and then she manages like the back end engagement, commenting stuff. So she would really be on there like engaging, commenting, and then everybody would be doing the same. So yeah, we managed to get in there pretty quickly without needing the 5,000 followers.
Nice.
Okay, so I have a question on that, because I have some friends that want to get into TikTok Shop Affiliate, but it just got to the 10K. They're at like 2,000 or 3,000 followers, something like that.
Right.
When you were able to get in with 1,000, even though the requirement was 5,000 followers, did you get invited, or when you clicked on the application form, was the 5,000 follower requirement just not showing for you?
Yeah.
How did that, technically, if you remember how that worked?
I think we were invited because I think it was that pilot program or whatever they call it. I think that's what we saw on our account. So if they invite you for that, you should be able to get on in there. Now, the thing about that too is that program, I think you're only able to like post 5 times a week or something like that. So even if you get accepted, you can only do 5 videos at least until you get your following.
Okay. Then, so you're still kind of limited.
Yeah, but even us, I mean, we were able to post a lot of videos before even the 5,000 followers. So they probably just want to see you actually posting, consistently.
Right.
I don't know what the exact algorithm of that stuff is, but that's what we've witnessed ourselves.
Got it. Okay, very interesting. Cool. And then, so kind of going off of Josh's question there, right, about a beginner. So that's kind of, what you need to do to get approved, right? Obviously, you need the social following to be approved. But then let's say they have the social following, they get approved for Amazon influencer. Maybe they're not a TikTok shop affiliate yet, but they're an Amazon influencer because it's easier to get approved for that. What's the next steps for a beginner after that?
Yeah, just review everything in your house. Start with that. Grab your mics, your dishes, your soaps, shampoos, anything you can think of that might be on Amazon. Review it and just post it. Start with that so that we can get that exercise and build up those skill sets. And then once you're ready to expand to like creator connections or Airbnbs, then you'll know what to do more better. Because even when I started with like the Airbnbs, I feel like I could have done much better on some of those videos. I kind of just like was trying to speed up that process of posting a lot of videos in the beginning. So I would say my quality wasn't too good either in the beginning. So yeah, just get those reps in and get better.
Got it. Yeah, and I got a couple more specific questions on that too. So can you talk about the approval for on-site commissions versus just getting into the program, and what to do to get approved for on-site commissions?
Yeah, I think recently they've been changing how to get on-site. I'm not sure they're requiring some videos nowadays, or they are. Because I've seen some people say that like they may have removed it completely, but I know when I started, you had to like post 3 videos, and then Amazon will review them, and if they like them, they'll accept them, and you'll be able to earn commission. But yeah, when it comes to the videos, you just want to keep them simple, pretty straightforward. No barcodes. Try not to mess up on your video by seeing a lot of or anything like that. Don't show anybody else. Just try to have a really clear background with just the product itself and showcasing it as much as possible.
When you review videos, do you include like yourself in the video? Do you kind of like have the camera set up and you're holding it and people can see your face? Or do you just have it like the camera's almost pointing away and they can hear your voice, but they can't see your face?
It depends on the product. I do try to have myself in the videos a lot because I feel like it's more authentic to the people watching it, because if they see a real person using it, they'll be like, oh, okay, he's actually using it, so I'll know more or less how the product works. But again, it just depends. So like like the chair I'm in, I reviewed this chair. I showed myself sitting on it and showing the qualities of it, how comfortable it was. Something else like maybe I don't know. I reviewed some copy paper of a different brand we tried out. That one I didn't show myself on. I just like showcased how it looked, how it felt, how it printed. So it just depends on the product, really.
Got it. Okay.
Very nice. Cash,
yeah. Then
I
wasn't sure if you had other questions, but I do have a couple more. Okay. So as you're transitioning out of Amazon and you're getting into UGC, just talk a little bit about what your thought process was. Like, what was kind of the main factors that made you decide to stop Amazon, and what were the factors that said, I'm going to go full in on making videos about products opposed to doing some other venture?
Yeah, definitely. I think it would have to be honestly like seeing all these Section 3s going around. Now, me, I know for a fact I'm not doing anything bad with Amazon. Like, everything's legit, suppliers are legit, invoices, all that. But my thing was that, I see some of these legit sellers, they still get their accounts deactivated. And I'm just like, dude, I can't afford to be in that position, knowing that I have family, I have a mortgage to pay, bills, all that. Like, if I'm spending $50,000 a month on inventory and it gets locked up out of nowhere, I can't live with that. Even if I save money, it's only a matter of time until that money dries out if my account's not activated by then or something. So to me, that was kind of the ultimate point for me to just be like, you know what, I got to look for something else, because relying on this just to live off of, it's pretty risky, especially with family. And so during that time, because it was at like December, January, when I was already, with thinking like that. And because I also had like an issue with one ASIN where I went pretty deep on it, it got like temporarily suspended because the customer complained about expiration date or something like that, which we didn't send like that, but I guess they were trying to get a refund or whatever. But yeah, so that to me was like, okay, yeah, it's pretty risky. And then at that time too, good friend Kyle, he started reaching out to me. He told me about the Amazon Influencer Program. He was like, try this out, you got no overhead, zero cost, literally free to start with. And so, I tried it for like a month or two. My first month I made like $5, so it wasn't like nothing crazy. But then like the second month, I started putting a little bit more time into it. I think I made like $100, I think. And then by the third month, I was like 200. Next month, it was like 500, and then so on and so on. And so little by little, I was like, okay, this is actually starting to increase. I'm making more money. Nothing crazy, not like what I was making with FBA at the time, but it's working. And so I was like, you know what? Let me put more time and focus into this and really try to scale up our commissions. Because when I really thought about it long term, I was like, if I'm making, I don't know, let's say $5,000 a month just off Amazon Influencer, I don't got to spend on no inventory. I don't got to manage no inventory. I don't got to deal with employees. I don't have to worry about credit card debt. Like if Amazon shuts off our influencer account, nothing bad happens to us financially or anything. Like we're still in the same position where we're at. Obviously, I would have to find ways to make money if that happens, but at least I don't owe like on credit cards and stuff. And so, and I've had my first account actually terminated too with the influencer. So I'm already on my second
with
account.
Amazon Influencer?
Yeah. And it was all because on my Instagram, I had my Discord group linked in my bio, and I guess they went into that link itself and they saw like the Amazon logo on there, and they literally took my account down for that.
That's crazy.
So I was like, whoa, like damn. I'm really, like,
all right, well,
2 months.
Good to know that I can't put that in my bio.
Yeah, they don't.
My influencer's gonna get cooked.
They don't want none of their logos on anything like at all.
It's a logo thing. That makes sense.
Like you can have Amazon, like the word Amazon, but you just can't have their logos. And I guess I had it on.
That makes sense.
But it still trips me out that they actually went in the bio and actually clicked the link and everything. So I was just like, whoa.
That's so annoying because that's more work than they do for most of the support cases that we create.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean that was my point right there. Where I was just like, you know what? Let me just dive more into it. And then at that time too, I started learning about UGC. And, from there, that's where I started really making my money difference from FBA. Because Amazon Influencer is good money, but it really takes some time to, like, really scale that up unless you're going into Airbnb's pretty heavy. And with UGC, you get paid up front, basically, instead of having to wait for commissions. Because even with Amazon Influencer, if you make money your first month, you're not going to get paid till, like, 2 months after or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's when I started really getting into UGC more. And little by little, that income difference started to, like, balance out. So FBA started to go down, and all the UGC Amazon influencers started like taking over.
How long was that transition until like your income that you needed, just to pay the bills, have a little extra, whatever? How long was that transition from that income coming from FBA to UGC and influencer?
Because I started influencer around I think January of I don't know if it was last year. I think so. Yeah, I think it was last year. Maybe until like April or May, but that's also because I had money saved up though too, so I was able to like kind of quit faster with FBA and really just dive into the content stuff much sooner. If it wasn't for that savings, it would have took probably a little bit longer to like July or so. Got it.
Okay. And then if you don't mind us asking, like, what's been the best month of revenue from UGC, Amazon Influencer, TikTok Shop combined? Like, what have you been able to do with it?
Yeah, last December it was like around 9,000, like 9,200 or something like that, with like everything combined though.
That's awesome.
UGC was like maybe 6,000 or something out of that. And then Amazon influencer was like 2,000, I think, around there.
Okay.
And then a little bit of the rest was like TikTok. And we barely started, so it was good that we made some commissions during that month too.
Right. Okay. And then moving forward, what is your still main goal, just to continue to grow UGC with like the brand outreach, or do you want to like maybe focus more on TikTok Shop or influencer program? Like where do you see the most growth personally for you?
Most growth, probably TikTok. And that's kind of where I really want to scale up more. But again, because I have to focus on paying bills, I have to focus more on UGC for now. But if I can get TikTok to take over what UGC is making, I will definitely focus on TikTok the most. There's just way more potential on there than any of the other two. Like if I can get TikTok up there, I will probably cut off UGC completely and just focus on Amazon and TikTok.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, because I guess then you wouldn't have to do any more outreach.
Yeah,
like you could just keep double dipping.
Like UGC is more work in a way, whereas with Amazon and TikTok, you post a video once and you can just collect that commission on the back end. So that's kind of what I like about this.
Yeah, for sure. And then just to clarify for the listener, so you stopped doing FBA completely, right?
Correct.
But that you actually didn't end up having like an account shutdown. It was just you kind of saw the landscape and decided, I'm just going to stop.
Yeah. Again, that's just my personal choice. Maybe if I was like single, no responsibilities, then I would have still kept with FBA. But again, it's just I can't have that on my head, knowing that I have people to feed.
Sure.
Right.
Did you ever sell your account?
No, I still have it. Like it's still there, just active, just at $0.
Sure. I was just curious. I know.
I was gonna say I have a feeling there might be one day where we just see Oscar's all of a sudden a $1 million seller on Amazon and TikTok Shop all at the same time.
I still even have my Walmart account. I never even started the Walmart, but I have the account.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Cool. Yeah, appreciate you sharing that. And that I was also part of the reason I wanted to bring you on too, just because obviously we're pushing the Amazon game heavy. Like that's our main focus, especially with the brand direct. But part of the reason we do the brand direct is because of the risks associated with it. And brand direct is just a safer model. Even if you were unfortunately to deal with something like a Section 3, prayerfully we never do. But even with something like that, like we're able to get the letter of authorization. Our invoices are directly from the brand. And it's a safer model in terms of the account health perspective. But at the end of the day, there's always platform risk. That's part of why we're on Walmart too. We're trying to diversify a little bit there, do some other things as well. But yeah, even with UGC, it's like, okay, you're on Amazon, but you're also on TikTok and you're also doing UGC. So like if one of the legs of the stool kind of gets kicked out, it's like you still have something else, to lean on in terms of revenue. So that's part of what we're trying to do as well, is just expand our revenue streams just so that it's not all focused completely on one platform. Because at the end of the day, if there's a platform that's able to turn your account off, that's always a risk. It just depends on, there can be different levels to that risk. So for people who are making the decision on what they want to do, that's something that you always have to be aware of. And that you just, have to make the decision what risk you're willing to take.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know people listening, they'll probably think about the Amazon risk, but again, there's risk even with the content creation stuff. Like I said, I already had my first influencer account already terminated, so that was out of nowhere. But yeah, like it's just about diversifying. That's kind of one of the reasons I like about UGC is because there's no platform that you're kind of married to with UGC. You can use that skill on anywhere. You can do it through Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Fiverr, Upwork. Like you can have all these gigs available anywhere, so you're not relying on like one single platform.
Yeah, that's really cool. Oscar, where can people go find you on the internet if they want to learn more about content creation and the Amazon Influencer Program?
Yeah, probably my main one is on Instagram. Just send me a DM at Oscar Martinez _817. That's the main spot I can be reached at the most. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for coming on. It was great catching up with you again. And guys, if you found value in this episode, give it a like and subscribe to Ecom Unlimited so you can stay updated on all of our new content. And we will see you on the next one.
Peace.